Right, in this example, I'm going to go over how to use the law of cosine to evaluate a missing angles. Angles capital A, capital B, and capital C. And of course, same as usual, across from capital A is the opposite side. Name lowercase a equals 14. Opposite to angle capital B is supposed to be, lowercase b, not C. And across from angle capital C is lowercase c. Okay? So lowercase a is 14, lowercase b is 8, and lowercase c is 10. And these are the three formulas of the law of cosines. Now let's just say we want to evaluate angle capital A first, so we are going to use the first one. And using the given information, we have to plug it in accordingly. A squared is going to be 14 squared. So that's why we're going to have 14 squared equal b squared plus c squared. So that's 8 squared plus 10 squared. Minus 2 times b times c, so 2 times 8 times 10. Then cosine of capital A. Left hand side is going to be 196. Right hand side is going to be 64 plus 100 minus 8 times 10 is 80. 2 times 80 is 160. So 196 equal to 164. Oops. Minus 160 times cosine of capital A. Now we want to get rid of positive 164, and then we get rid of negative 160, and then eventually we get rid of a cosine to get the angle capital A by itself in order to solve for capital A. So subtract 164 to both sides. Left hand side is going to be, let's see, 2, 3, 32 equal 160 times cosine of capital A. And then divide both sides by 160. We are left with positive 32 over negative 160 equal cosine of capital A. Okay, now at this step, we want to get rid of the cosine. So all we have to do is we take the cosine inverse of both sides. So that means we're going to have cosine inverse of positive 32 over negative 160. And then equal cosine inverse of cosine of angle capital A. But hey, guess what? Cosine of cosine inverse of a cosine function automatically cancel each other out. So that the right hand side is going to be equal capital A, or angle capital A. Now on the left hand side, if I were to type it in the calculator, I'm going to have approximately 101.54 degree. And of course, I route the decimal to the nearest hundred, so that's how I got that. Okay, so be careful when you have the decimal number. Make sure you always follow the instruction from your teacher or on your test to whether you have to route the degree to the nearest hundred, to the nearest 10, or to the nearest whole number. So capital A is 101.54 degree. So put it there. Okay, hopefully you guys can see that. Now with this step, to evaluate angles capital B, we have two ways to do that, since we know all three sides of the triangle and one of the three angles. The first way is to continue using the law of cosines and go through the same procedure as up here. The second way is to use the law of size. And if you were to use the law of size to evaluate angle capital B, you just have to, set sine of capital B divided by lowercase b, and set it equals to sine of capital A divided by lowercase a, and then you do the algebra manipulation, just like in the previous examples I do. But let's just say we evaluate angle capital B by continuing to use the law of cosine. So we are going to use the second formula of b squared, which is 8 squared, equal a squared plus c squared, so that's 14 squared plus 10 squared, minus 2 times AC, so 2 times 14 times 10. Right, I wrote everything correct, I believe. Minus 2 times AC, minus 2 times A times C, so 4, yep. And then times cosine of capital B. Well, simple math from here. This is 64 equal 196 plus 100 minus, let's see, 14 times 10 is 140. 2 times 140 is 280. Times cosine of capital B. You can see it there. Combining like terms, this will turn out to be 296 minus 280 times cosine of capital B. And then we have to get rid of positive 296 and then negative 280 and then cosine to solve for angle capital B. So subtract 296 to both sides. Let's see, I would be left with negative 2, 3, and 2, negative 232. Divided by, equal negative 280 times cosine of capital B. Now, we'll multiply negative 280, so to get rid of negative 280, we have to do the opposite of multiplying negative 280, which is dividing to both sides by negative 280. So that means I'm going to have, let's see, negative over negative is positive, so positive 232 over positive 280 equal cosine of capital B. And then take the cosine inverse to both sides. I'm going to have cosine inverse of this fraction equal cosine inverse of cosine of capital B. Cosine inverse of a cosine automatically cancel out. So on the left-hand side, if I were to type it in the calculator, I'm going to have something that is approximately equal to angle capital B. So what is the left-hand side? 34.05, rounding to the nearest 100. This is the degree of angle capital B. So we put it here. All right. Now, to evaluate the last angle, angle capital C, at this step, we have 3 ways to evaluate angle capital C. We can continue using the law of cosine. First way. Second way is to use the law of sine. And the third way, which is the most convenient in this case since we know 2 of the 3 angles already, is to use the triangle angle sum theorem. So I'm going to use the third way because it's more convenient for me. So down here, I'm going to write by the triangle angle sum theorem, I'm going to have angle capital C equal to 180 subtract 101.54 subtract 34.05. Sorry, little brain fart right there. Okay, what is this equals to? 44.41 degree. So angle capital C is 44.41 degree. All right, hopefully you guys can see it there. And yeah, you guys, this is how we use the law of cosine to evaluate missing angles in any type of triangle, of course. Thank you for watching. See you guys next time.